Well, Mr. Kaplan, with his condescending remarks towards me, is just indicating that he belongs to this camp that basically you're a democracy if you support international capitalism, if you support the bankers, if you sort of tuck yourself behind the power players, and then you can talk like this and talk about dictatorships and all these things. So the fact of the matter is the United States is the country that invaded Iran. The United States is the country that put the Shah in power. The United States is a country that bombed Iraq into the Stone Age, that invaded Afghanistan, that intervened in Libya, that is now intervening in a proxy war in the Yemen, that's trying to overthrow the Syrian government. So, when you go off talking about the Russians and how they're backsliding into this, whatever, it's just the same old stuff. You don't have, you talk about never land. I mean, I don't know, you need to study your history, Kaplan, and you need to get out of the basically drone mentality, this sort of sheeple mentality where you repeat what you heard on Fox News or CNN, and then you parade it around and you try to run me through the mud here. It's just ridiculous. I mean, the interventionist aggressor on this planet right now is called the Anglo-American Axis. Consists of the City of London, bankers, which is run by the Rothschild banking syndicate. Washington is a Praetorian guard for these people.
Now it's the Jews.
Israel's their guard dog in the Middle East, and on the Muslim side, you got the Saudis. Yeah, no, I said Israel, Mr. Kaplan. If you have a problem with Jews, that's your problem. I said Israel. Just like I said Saudi Arabia, which is a Muslim country, which is also a stooge for these people. So I don't judge people by their religion. I judge them by their morality, and apparently you don't have too much.
Lee Kaplan, go ahead.
Well, I figured it would take him not too long to get around to blaming the Jews and the Jewish world conspiracy. The fact is, the man, he's at the level of a sophomore in junior college when he talks about the banksters and the international banking conspiracies and the Jews who are out to rule the world. I mean, in dictatorial countries which have controlled presses, this may pass, and among his little friends there who consider themselves revolutionaries, it may pass. But the fact of the matter is, it's not true, and it's very naive, and it's very simplistic. And the fact is, he said that the United States invaded Iran. The United States never invaded Iran. He talks to me about history. I'd be very happy to compare my knowledge of world history with his anytime, and of economics as well. He's anti-capitalist. That's fine. That's his privilege to be so. But the fact is, he's really anti-Semitic, because he likes to say it's the Rothschilds, it's the Jews, it's the Jewish bankers who are ruling the world. This is going back to Nazism. This is going back to immature stupidity. And I'm alarmed that people like this still have a voice in the media, because they only talk through their hats.
The real Semites in that region are the dark-skinned people, mostly Arabs. And so the Israeli consists of these Khazars that came out of the Central European region and emigrated to Israel. Now they claim Israel's their homeland. They're like a little mafia. They run the central banks of the world. This is reality. This is history. 936 footnotes on it in my big oil book. Not making this up. You, on the other hand, continue to make up your paranoid conspiracy theories is what they are about how, the Iranians are going to get us, the North Koreans are going to get us. I don't know. When are people like you going to grow up and live in a real world so we can have some peace and quiet?
Am I going to get to respond to this nonsense? Yes. This nonsense about a Jewish conspiracy. When they say the Rothschilds, they mean the Jews. When they mean the Jews, they mean Israel. And when they talk about these conspiracies by the Jews to rule the world, it's just the same old tropes that the Nazis did about the Jewish world conspiracy, and then they pursue totalitarian goals to take over the world as they want to tell the rest of the world how to live. And that's the facts. Educated people who watch this show, not propagandists, educated people who watch this show know that Mr. Dean and those Facebook commentaries were made by very ignorant, prejudiced people, and people who support dictatorship and support violence and terrorism even in the world.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. This guy, I really don't like you. I hope I never meet you. But anyway, here's the thing. There's a big genocide going on. Israel it's called Gaza. I don't know what day you were born or when you woke up, or if you ever wake up, pull your head out of your you-know-what. But
there's no genocide in Gaza. There's no genocide in Gaza.
So I don't know if you got an Israeli
genocide in Gaza.
Or what your little paranoid beef.
There's no.
Or where you get this.
No, I don't have an Israeli passport, but I know the facts.
or what your deal is, or who you're working for, or where you get your check. Because I don't get paid hardly anything to do
Goy
this.
does not mean cattle,
I'm trying
by the
to
way.
tell the truth. Amid a sea
You're
of lies, but
you're
you can't
reciting
shut up
anti-Semitic
because you're one of
truth.
these people that thinks you know so much
Goy
than
does not
anyone
mean
else,
cattle.
but you're
Goy
one of the
means
dumbest
people of the
people
world.
I've ever debated.
You're a Jew
So,
hater
yeah,
trying to masquerade as a humanitarian. You're a phony.
And we can expose your mindset.
Absolutely,
because you're the one that's
anytime,
a
and in
Nazi.
person
you have
too.
a Nazi mentality
And in person too.
towards the rest of us.
You've already made yourself appear to be a complete idiot.
You're a Nazi.
Okay.
Well, first of all, Israel has never threatened to use the nuclear weapons against anybody unless they're attacked. And when you say letting them fall into the hands of terrorists, Israel is the greatest fighter of terrorism in the world today. If nuclear weapons do fall into the hands of, say, Iran or Syria or these despotic regimes, and in my opinion also the Saudis, the fact of the matter is then you have a real threat of nuclear terrorism.
Great.
Well, Israel is the biggest terrorist organization in the world nowadays, and has been since they came in 47 and slaughtered the Palestinians and stole their homes and threw them off their land. And if you can't fess up to that, and if you can't, acknowledge your history and maybe say you're sorry to the Arab people and to the Palestinians.
I know my history. I know my history.
Unfortunately, we've got to end it there. I do apologize.
Thank
you very much, Dean Henderson, author and political commentator, and thank you, Lee Kaplan, investigative journalist.